Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the St. Catherine Sports Club in St. Philip on the lovely island of Barbados. Unfortunately, the rain gods have decided to play a strong part in what happens here today. We should have been having first quarterfinal, semifinal rather, between the UAE and the USA. USA being the top-ranked team in its division. Rain, persistent and constant throughout the morning, has meant that the outfield is soggy. It's not yet called off officially, but I think the umpires will have some work to do in determining whether or not the ground will be appropriate for play. But we thought we'd just take some time stepping away from the specifics of this tournament for a second and talking more generally about Masters Cricket USA. And so I've asked probably the most prominent member of the executive committee and my friend of several years, and we're both young, Mr. Arun Vithala. Arun, welcome, and good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
So Arun, first of all, I want your thoughts about how the team has performed in this tournament so far, and then I want you to broaden out the lens a little bit and talk more generally about Masters cricket, the different divisions, what you've expected to happen, and how the team and the organization is meeting those expectations.
Loaded question there, Brian. But again, I think the preparation for this tournament was tremendous by our Masters 50s team. This started all the way back from March of this year when we played the Three Nation Champions Trophy, which kind of gave an indication to the other countries, that we are not a pushover like people would have expected. And after that, thanks to Parag, the captain, and Sanjeeva, the vice captain, the efforts put in by every one of these players is just so incredible. They record their work ethics. I mean, they record they're very strong in all three games, regardless of what it was, and we look very strong. So that is about this tournament. The preparation was brilliant. All these players, which I'm so proud of, have given their 150% and are still pouring in. I mean, even today, there were guys who were talking to me saying, if there's no game happening today, can you find me in nets to go and play? That's the amount of interest, dedication, and application that people have. I completely forgot about the rest of your questions. So.
Well, just on the thought that you just brought up, one of the players contacted me because there was a game Friday and then there was no game again until Monday. One of the players said, you're from Jamaica, but you probably know people in Barbados. Do you think you can find a game here somewhere for me to get to play either today or tomorrow, meaning Saturday or Sunday? So I completely agree that even though many of these players, their best days on the cricketing field are still behind them, there is still a lot that they have to give to cricket on the field.
You know, you bring up a good point about cricket being behind them, but if you see our Masters Cricket USA logo, what stands out to me is that line that says the second inning. And it really is the second inning, Brian. These guys are really taking it up, and I think more than anything else that I'm extremely happy about is the fitness levels of all these guys are really way up there. I guarantee you a lot better than what it was 3 years ago. And that might be a shock to a lot of people, but it is.
Just the fact that, and I know we have to move on in a second, but the fact that we're talking about men who are 50 and above playing a sport 45 overs, which is not easy. I didn't like playing 40 overs when I was 25, let alone in my 50s. And just from a statistical analysis standpoint, look at the number of singles that this team takes versus other teams that they play against. That tells me, number one, game awareness is there. Number two, the fitness level. Zubair and Captain Parag batting in the last session against India. They scored, I think the partnership was 4 to 4 runs. I can't think of a single boundary that was scored in that partnership. It was all sprinting between the wickets.
Taking those twos that were not there, and that shows you the fitness level of these guys. I am extremely proud of them, Brian. I am very proud of their efforts and the whole team's efforts. Unfortunate that some of the guys at the top didn't click,
Sure.
but that doesn't mean they were not fit.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So moving on just for a second, we've spent most of the time talking about the 50 and up. Let's talk about the 40s for a second. I know you recently had a tournament in Houston. Tell me about the number of players who were there. Kind of give us a sense, for those of us who weren't there, what the overall tournament was like.
You know, Brian, very interesting that, we got a call from the world body saying we're going to have a 40s World Cup next October, in September, October, in Karachi, Pakistan. And, we were kind of concerned, saying we don't have a 40s team. And God knows how we even think about preparing for a World Cup. But lo and behold, we have all these amazing executive body members. Lo and behold, we publicized that in a very narrow, publicized way. And guess what, Brian? We had 450 people sign up to saying they want to play in the 40s, in the Masters 40s. And from that, we came down to 4 zones like we have. And within the zones, we had trials and regionals, as we called it. From the regionals, we made 12 US Open teams.
Right.
And these open teams played some amazing cricket. And I tell you what, this was probably one of our best run tournaments. Thanks to a bunch of guys in my 50s EC, thanks to a bunch of guys from my regular EC. In fact, one of the gentlemen sitting right here, Raj Badadre, he was not even involved in playing. And this guy flies down from Bay Area, spends 8-10 days with me, and supports Masters. I don't know how many people can come out and tell me that they can do this for me. He just told me, I'm here, don't worry about it. So this is the quality of dedication that we have for Masters. And the success rate is when you send out surveys and people come out and post on their surveys. We had a 98% survey, excellent rating on the overall cricket tournament that we held for Masters over 40s. To me, that is music to my ears, and absolute vote of thanks to, I can't thank enough, but thanks to all these people that dedicate themselves, unpaid jobs as these are, and actually pay out of your pocket to come and travel and support.
Right.
It's just amazing. To me, it's very touching. It's very touching to see the kind of effort and the classiness of these people, the dedication that they have. To me, I have no words to say, Brian, but it's just been fantastic experience. The 40s has been a fantastic experience.
Outstanding. So the last thing that I'll discuss with you before you hand it off to you, because I know you have some other people you want to talk to, and plus I need to get to the airport at some point.
Right.
But you talk about the fact that we're sort of on a volunteer basis for the most part. We're not looking at highly paid executives in this organization just yet. Maybe we'll get there eventually, but we're not there yet. But you still need resources to make things like this happen. And there's still individuals who are behind you and behind the organization. So is there anybody who you'd like to highlight as part of the effort to bring you to where you are right now?
Man, there's so many. It starts with Parakananta, the founder. I call him the founder. He doesn't want to take credit for it, but I call him the founder. And Syed Shanawaz is probably the second pillar for this body. And then my entire EC. I mean, there is Raj Badadre, I can't thank enough. There is Sanjeeva Veerasinghe. There is Matthew Varghese. There is Sanjay Pandya. And I guess it's me, and I'm hoping I don't forget everybody. But listen, Brian, before I go further, people need to know about something. Brian Walters, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Walters, amazing as he is, such a great contributor to Masters cricket in several ways, but the biggest way is by his commentating. Is he, out of the blue, calls me, and he finds out that we are coming here for Masters. He takes the time to tell me, I'm going to be here for the Masters, and dedicate his time, effort, without a penny, to come to Masters, to come to Barbados and do this. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for everything you do. Hats off to you. Yeah. Thank you.
This is the kind of cheer, and his laughter is so contagious. There you go. I mean, and I think it's working as a lucky charm to the team. So we are going to try and hold him off from, or the weather is going to do something. But thank you, Brian, for everything. You're awesome. Thank you.
I will say this. It does not hurt that I know several of the players on the team and several who I hated bowling to over the years. But I'm in full support of anything that assists in the development of cricket. I think I said this to you the other day. I used to try to do it as an administrator.
Yeah.
That had varying degrees of success. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But if I can get on a stream on YouTube and have people who are watching from Turkey and from Bangladesh and from South Africa,
New Zealand.
from New Zealand,
Yeah.
all watching the USA Masters team play, that in and of itself to me is a form of development.
Yeah.
And so I see myself more as a tool to assist in development. I love the commentary, absolutely love doing it.
Yeah.
But I think the effect of it is that it assists in drawing a light to the USA cricket team, whether it be the seniors team. When I get back home on Sunday morning, I'm in PV commentating on the U15s because they also need to be highlighted.
Absolutely.
So,
Things I would like to add.
if you don't mind, in fact, this might be a good time for me to step aside and have you join in on the conversation, because I think that's going to be an important part of the action going forward. But I'd love to hear your comments, and let's go from there.
Thank you, Brian. Oh, no, you have to be there.
Okay.
You have to be here. So, just to add to what Brian said, right? I mean, and you added the EC. This tournament was also the extended EC were really the ones who contributed in this.
We'll call
Take everyone, Fazal and SP and everyone. So, and then I would not like to forget our sponsors as well.
Yeah.
So Arun bhai, if you want to just
So I'm glad you brought it up. Folks, none of this happens without the support of sponsorship, because this is a pay-to-play type of event. So it's extremely important that we get the recognition of, get the support of sponsors, and I want to recognize our sponsors. Let me start with eClinical Works, based out of Boston. eClinical Works is our primary sponsor for this tournament and going forward to our World Cup as well, which is happening in March of next year in Cape Town. The others, and I may forget some, but I apologize if I do, but the others are DX Factor is another sponsor, Stay Lit, Happy Torch, Med Decision, Mantra Law, and I'm going to give a big shout out to my sister, Mantra Law, from
Absolutely.
my sister, who has also generously supported Masters from day one.
and also motivated masters from
Yes.
day one.
So I don't mean to single out her, but she has no interest, but she supported the Masters because of me, and I thank her for that. So Stay Lit and Sage IT is the other one that I forgot. Anyway, guys, all these people, I cannot thank you all enough. All you guys are phenomenal. Stay supporting us, because we won't let you down. This entity is growing at an incredible pace that it will shock you guys, and we will support you. We will recognize. You will get recognized by all the things that we do to bring you guys up to people that you want to be seen with.
And a few other things. The reason this Masters has been successful is because we get to play on some wonderful grounds, especially the Musa Stadium gives you a very good experience of playing on an international venue.
And PV.
PV, Prairie View. So thanks to
Tanvir
Saki Bhai and Tanvir Bhai for making it happen. Arun Bhai, we talked about the founding of the USA Masters, right? But it wouldn't have happened if Sterling didn't have the vision. Mr. Sterling or Jim Morrison wouldn't have the motivation to carry it forward. So what do you think about Masters?
Again, bring up some excellent topic. You know, just like we talk about Parag Ananta, who thought of bringing Masters into USA, even that would not have been a concept but for Jim Morrison and, more importantly, Sterling Hammond. These two guys had that incredible brainwave to come up with the idea of creating a Masters cricket in the worldwide body. Thanks to them, this has caught wildfire right now. Big shout out to both you guys, Jim and Sterling. If
Thank you
guys
so
are
much.
listening, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll step aside and let you and Arun talk. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much. I will say this, as it's approaching fast the time that I do need to head towards the airport. So final words from me for this trip. I am absolutely proud of you all. First of all, for the results on the field. I've seen high-level cricket. I know that everybody on the team is a great cricketer, but I didn't think that they would compete and dominate as well as they have in this tournament so far. So it's really pleasing to me, just from the standpoint of being a fan. Yeah. And then more importantly, just the idea of this organization developing the way that it has, the attraction towards, you know, really good guys who want to continue contributing in their second innings and who are, I think, on the cusp of something really great. I see this organization as being something that will, into the future, reap tremendous rewards, and I'm more than happy to play any part needed, except for on the field. I'm not doing that. But anything else that I'm able to contribute, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian, but you're not leaving yet. I need you after this. We need to go downstairs, and you know why.
Oh my we'll have that come.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm signing off for the last time for this trip from the lovely island of Barbados. Thank you all for being with us. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Love you, and thank you for everything you do for cricket. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
So,
All right, Brian. Have a safe trip back. See you. I miss you.
No, you won't agree. That means that you needed me. Say again?
Put some comments on your thing. Whenever you have time.
all right. Let me. Yep. Where is he sitting? No, where is that camera facing?
Yeah, you are.
This?
It's facing you.
No, this one or this one?
That is your seat. The person who.
Boss, is it coming here?
Yeah. It's
Okay, come here, Hazan.
Is it live?
Guys, let me introduce you to one of the. Let me introduce you to one of the executive committee members of the 50s Masters Cricket USA 50s group. Guy's name, I think, doesn't need a lot of introduction, but has played a lot of good cricket in his past life. happens to be from my city in India, Fazal Alam. Welcome to the commentary box here, Fazal. And thank you for first being a part of Masters Cricket USA, and more importantly, being a part of the executive body for the 50s Masters Cricket USA. You know, these things would never happen without the support of a lot of people, without the effort of a lot of people. And one such person, part of my 50s body, one such person is Fazal Alam. Fazal, welcome. Thank you for being a part of the team, but more importantly to me, being a part of the executive body of Masters Cricket USA for the over 50s. Welcome here.
Thank you, Arun bhai. Its pleasure is mine. We thoroughly enjoy everything we do.
And so, Fazal, give me your feedback on what you think Masters is doing as far as the 50s is concerned. How is it preparing, and where do we need to go from here?
Sure. So, I mean, it's unbelievable, like in span of 2 years, what we have achieved as a body, as a committee. We have, I'm sure a lot of people know this, we already played like 6 national tournaments altogether. There were 2 international trips in the past. There was 1 international tournament, and now we are participating in another international tournament. So we are very proud of what we have achieved, and we can only go forward and make it even better. Now that the 40s are getting in, 60s have already participated in the World Cup. So it started with 50s, but we extended to 60s. Now we are stepping into 40s also. As you may know, the 40s World Cup is already declared to be held in Pakistan in 2023 November, I believe, and 50s is now preparing for the World Cup in South Africa in March. So we had a great process. We had number of tournaments, number of criteria set for the selection committee, like how we select players. There is a transparent process, there is a system, there is a committee, and there is somebody who overlooks it, calculates all of these, keep in mind all the performances, the fitness levels, and prior performances, future prospects, and all that. And then we narrowed it down to a group of 30 core players, and that is again dynamic, it's flexible. And then we had a trials for a couple days in Sacramento to pick the team for this tour. And then after we did, we still kept the whole core of 30, and we kind of made a goal to get fitter. So if not anything, it basically got us fit. I mean, cricket is the goal, that's the passion, but in the side effect of that is everybody's trying to get better, healthy lifestyles, and getting fitter. So we kind of have a WhatsApp group where everybody's kind of post their progress, what they've been doing, what they're working out, and how is it helping, what can we do to better as a team. And our goal is to be the fittest team which will participate in the World Cup. So that's our goal. And if we are fit with the talent we have, I'm sure we will be bringing some honors to our country as a good team. And even though this will be our first World Cup, and I'm sure we'll be surprising a lot of people, and we are very confident we'll do really well in the tournament.
Thank you, Fazal. So let me ask you one last question. What do you see that we learned in Barbados that we can carry over to the World Cup in March? What do you see as some of the salient features that we need to pick up from here to take to the World Cup?
So one of the things I learned, what I am learning from here is fitness. One is if you're fit, and 50s cricket is all about patience and being very resilient on the field. When you go into bat, it's not going to be easy runs. It's a lot of hard work. We need to apply and learn how we can tune our game. It's the game of ones and twos mostly. There will be boundaries coming here and there, but mostly it is a fitness game. It is a game you finish it off and not leave it for others. And that is the biggest.
Cricket USA, especially the 50s body, I cannot thank you enough for all your service.
Thank you. It's a real second innings. SP, you are next. Huh? Yeah.
So, ladies and
Upar,
gentlemen,
upar.
I know that right now there is a rain delay, and we don't know if the game is going to happen or not because there are quite a few puddles. But I thought we'll take this opportunity to
Oh boy, this is not going well.
that Masters Cricket USA is a body that is so proud of all the things it does, including doing its own live stream. We are doing our own live stream. It's not a stream coming from the local body here, not the West Indies board. So I'm extremely proud of all the efforts that we put in. And with me is one of the gentlemen that I cannot thank enough. So let me explain a little bit more about Masters Cricket USA and how this functions right now. We have a main Masters executive body, and this executive body runs the entire Masters Cricket USA. Under this body, you have an over 40s executive committee, an over 50s executive committee, and an over 60s executive committee. And believe it or not, this main body, Masters EC as we call it, Masters EC has been meeting for the last 42 weeks in a row without fail. I mean, this is an incredible thing, and that it doesn't stop there, folks. After the meeting, there are people that are talking to each other within the executive body, trying to create more things, come up with new ideas. It's a very vibrant executive body, very vibrant. And one of these people who is so vibrant, who is such a brilliant part of this body, has a completely different perspective, and which is what we love about people, is Mr. Sanjay Pandya. Sanjay Pandya hails from New Jersey. He is part of our team here and also part of the EC. Is probably, if I had to put a number here, he's probably my top bowler in this tournament. Welcome, Sanjay. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for all your efforts to be a part of Masters Cricket USA.
Thank you so much, Arun bhai, for all your kind words. Speaking of Masters Executive, the top committee, I'm more of a listener and less of a doer compared to you, Parag bhai, Shah bhai, Raj, Sanjay.
You're just being
Matthew.
humble there, Sanjay bhai.
No, but things are getting done so well, and sometimes I won't feel that we may be going too much into detail because of my still playing days in my New Jersey leagues and now in Masters, but I mean, these are the things that we need in order to grow like we have grown in last 1 year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just wearing the T-shirt where we had first tournament in Musa, and that was only back in April 2021. 2021.
Yeah.
And look where we are today.
Yeah.
I mean, we are ready to claim our first World Cup tour, and
Yeah, I mean,
who knows what's going to happen there.
I mean, we are going to play our semi-final here today if it happens, and if it doesn't, we move into the finals based on our net run rate and win-loss record. We are the only team in this tournament, by the way, out of the 8 teams, we are the only team with an unbeaten record, which speaks volumes about who we are and what we've accomplished.
And it does, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and the finals is going to be, Sanjay, as you know, is going to be played at Kensington Oval, which is another proud day, proud moment for us. What do you see as the next steps, if any, for Masters USA? How do we grow from here, or how do we stabilize? I think we are growing very well, but how do we stabilize? How do we add more people? And how do we create a better body? Do you think that we need to do something towards it?
Frankly speaking, I don't think so. I think we are doing just fine. I think this is the movement. We can call it a movement. The rate we are growing, I think it's going to become the lifestyle of cricket lovers who is over 40s, 50s and 60s in coming years. That's all I can say. It's just going to go just going to grow like crazy, and the talent that's going to come out is going to be mind-boggling, and the fitness level that's going to be there is going to be as good as any other cricket tournament where people will enjoy even watching at this stage.
And you're right, like I commented earlier, I think people's fitness after joining Masters, especially this year more than even last year, after joining and playing over a year in Masters, I think they've become fitter than they were 3 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And just like we were talking the other day, Sanjay, you are doing good as a bowler and batsman, but you need to work on your fitness a little. And then you gave me a tip to hire a personal trainer, and now I'm seriously considering that I need to hire personal trainer or do more gym, and bring up that X factor that can really help my cricket and the team, in the coming
Helping
days.
yourself is going to help the team as well, Sanjay. I cannot thank you enough for all your efforts, both on the field and, to me, more than on the field, off the field, for everything you do. Thank you very much, Sanjay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate your regular support for Masters, even though you play in tournaments and all that. That is one side of it. But to be a part of the body, the main body of Masters Cricket USA, I'm always going to be thankful.
It's my pleasure to to hang around with the team like we are, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm looking forward to grow with Masters for many more years.
Thank you. Thank you. और एक को बुला JV.
Just keep it here.
Yeah. Or you can hold it. Again, continuing on, folks, just wanted to introduce somebody else. It is never tiring for me to talk about people who take some incredible time off and support this body that is growing at such an amazing pace and with such clarity in our mind on how we want to grow this. There's a lot of clarity. There is a lot of integrity and transparency in this body that I haven't seen. I've served many other bodies in my past life, but this is an amazing body. I'm loving every minute of it. Along with me is an amazing, amazing guy that I know for the last 20 years, I would think, at least. Satyapal Chabra, we call him SP. That's his initial. Everybody only knows him as SP, by the way. SP is part of my 50s Masters Committee, and an integral part of Masters Cricket USA, both by playing, by performing, and more importantly to me, by being a part of the Masters EC for the 50s. We've had so many occasions where, God knows, I could get deep into all the things that he does or has done to help me and help this body. They're multiple, just from simple things like, from flags to water to Gatorade. All these chores take people, all these chores other than the main meetings that we meet on and talk about the future and the growth of Masters. Here is this incredible guy. I can't stop talking enough about him. Satyapal Chabra, welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being a part of Masters.
Thank you, Arun sir. Thank you for having me. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks who are joining us on live here. I'm incredibly happy to be here. First of all, it has been an excellent journey with Masters, and again, I want to take an opportunity to thank our promoters, supporters, and sponsors who have just brought us. Without you, we couldn't exist. So thank you very much.
SP, you've been on multiple tours, international tours with Masters.
Yep.
This is your third tour.
I would say more than third.
Yeah.
Yep, third international. That is
Third
correct, yeah.
international.
That is correct. Yes.
Right, with Masters.
Yes.
So, based on what you've done, tell me, what do you think Masters has learned from the past till now, as a 50s team?
I think we have learned a lot. I mean, we have evolved a lot in past one and a half year, I would say. I mean, looking back, we pretty much had a wash when we traveled. Canada, we had maybe 1 or 2 wins, but then UK, we pretty much lost UK and Wales. So it was looking at. So we have, I think, in the past year and a half, we have applied our learnings, and we have come up very strong. I mean, look at us now. I mean, we are 7-0. And in past 7 international games, so that just speaks for itself. So we have worked on our fitness, we have applied how to play ourselves on a turf. Predominantly we play on a synthetic hard surface, so it has been tough for us to apply. Although cricket doesn't come from US for us, but we have a heritage of cricket playing in the subcontinent. So considering all this, we have relearned and applied ourselves, and then try to be competent. I would call it. Yeah, okay.
We, one of the things I think, like you rightly pointed out, our first 2 tours were pretty much wash out. We only won 1 game in Canada. After that, we never won anything, even in England and Wales. But we came back very strong, like you said, when we had held the 3 Nation Champions Trophy in March of this year, Canada and West Indies, and we had that proud privilege of winning every single game.
Yep.
And we are continuing from there to this one here, where we are unbeaten again. Till today, unbeaten after 5 wins in the Champions Trophy.
Yeah. Well, if I may, just want to add something. I know we have a limited time, and a captain is calling us. So one thing that I see, which is unparalleled, we also applied learning from the local leagues we play, and past cricket for 25 years. So some of the things we don't have is a post-game activities such as camaraderie, friendship, activities, events, building relationship, rapport, or even call it some kind of memory.
Networking.
I think we, in past year and a half, I think I have enough to live off.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so unparalleled.
Yeah.
An amazing experience with the Masters platform. So that wouldn't have happened if we didn't do it. So off field we connect on our health, what we do, how do we keep ourselves busy by keeping ourselves fitter, and then promoting each other, how to stay on top of things. We have a baseline benchmark, things like that, on our yo-yo test or cardio test, or stretching exercise, things like that. So I think we have tremendously evolved and come together as a team.
Yeah.
Yes, we started as a 15-16 bunch, but now we truly are a team of a 30, I would call it, and that you can pick and choose, but we would gel very well.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Again, thank you very much for
Thank
taking
you,
the
Arun, sir.
time
Appreciate
to
it,
do everything you do for Masters. Thank you.
It's my privilege, an honor. Thank you.
So we're going to sign off here because the captain has called in for a meeting, and we're going to stop the streaming. Thanks everyone for watching. We will update the game. It looks like we will not have a game because the field is really wet with water, and they have again more rain is expected. So I'm going to stop streaming, and then you can look for an update after 2 p.m.
Talking about Masters and over 50. You're part of my over 50 committee.
No live.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more. It's continuing from where we left, but these are some of the most important folks that make Masters what it is today and what it is going to be down the road. Amazing people, incredible contribution. One such person that is right next to me is JB. He goes by JB. JB is part of my 50s executive body, and every week we meet. Every week we talk about what we need to do to help Masters Cricket USA get better. Amazing people, amazing intelligence and dedication to Masters. We will not have seen any of this happen without such incredible people. So please give it away to an amazing guy. JB, welcome. Thank you for being a part of Masters, and
Those are
thank you
kind
for
words,
joining
and
me
thank you.
here.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you. So this is your first tour abroad with the 50s.
It is, yes.
Tell me your experience. How are you enjoying your trip, and what do you feel about Masters?
Well, the experience is definitely great in this paradise over here, and just the bonding that's happening with the people from other countries, especially, and in our own country. I mean, just spending time with our fellow mates, getting to know them better, and seeing the similarities, the differences, the diversity that we have. It's amazing. So I'm enjoying it, the time away. Yeah.
Very nice. So tell me about what the 50s EC does and how it helps Masters overall develop more.
So EC on the background takes care of a lot of the logistics, all the things that are needed to make any tour or any event successful. For example, if you take this tour, we took care of the travel logistics, which kept changing. Even today it's changing, so somebody has to be taking care of that, the budgeting, estimating the cost of it, making sure that players are not denied what a good tour should promise them, plus the hotel details, which you took care of, and got us a good deal, and so we had to do all of those background things, a lot of nitty-gritty details, let me put it that way.
And that's probably something that people don't realize, transportation in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Food in a foreign country.
Food. Yeah, making sure that people get the food that they like, right?
Yeah, and their well-being. Somebody is hurt, we got to take care of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys, I cannot really start saying enough about all these people. Amazing human being, amazing. He just jumped in maybe 6 months ago into the
Probably 3 months ago, yeah.
3 months
Like
ago,
3 months ago.
and he is already a veteran at doing this. I'm
You're too
totally
kind. You're too kind.
totally dedicated to the efforts that he puts in, the time he puts in, and of course, the most important thing, it may not be shown here at this moment, is his intelligence that he carries with him. That anytime I've called him on anything, it's like a 2-minute answer. Okay, done deal. I'll take care of it. That's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of Masters. We're looking forward to a long, long future with you in this group.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. We talk about so many key people and what it takes for any organization to run. If people don't know who this guy is in Masters Cricket USA, then you are really not part of Masters Cricket USA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one amazing, tireless worker for Masters Cricket USA. Since the day he has joined, I have known him since last August when we went on a tour to Canada. That was our first trip. My roommate there became extremely close. Folks, I'm talking about Matthew Verghese, who is the manager of this tour, who is more than that, one of the key ingredients for main Masters Cricket USA. Like I explained, Masters Cricket USA has a Masters EC that controls everything, under which we have a 40s committee, a 50s committee, and a 60s committee. And so this main Masters body kind of comes up with the processes in place for the other bodies to function. And Matthew is probably one of the most important key ingredients for this body. Again, you might think I'm blowing smoke here, but it is the God's truth. This guy is just phenomenal, amazing, and I cannot say enough. Thank you, Matthew, for being an incredible part of Masters. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the booth, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Arun bhai. Thanks a lot for your kind words. Yes, Masters is growing, and I'm very honored to be part of this organization. Yes, we are all trying to do better every day. Yes, as you mentioned, I met you and you were my roommate. I got a lot of help and ideas from you in that 7 days when I was in Canada. You know, I was new and I was just learning how to work with people, but you helped me a lot. So I want to thank you for that. And yes, I went for tours, took the team to England, Wales, went with the over 60 for Australia. Like Arun bhai says, behind the scene, yes, we all do work together. The team also helps us, and coach also helps us. You know, there are a lot of things and ingredients behind the scene which we do, but we want our Masters to be successful. So I'm very honored to be part, and thanks for inviting me, Arun bhai. I cannot thank you also enough. And we have a good executive members, you know, and streaming infrastructure is the main key, because what people see, we try to do our best to stream. We have commentators. We have, like Arun bhai just said, transportation, food, going to a different country. It's not easy, but we have people. We try to work. Arun bhai gets on the lead initially and sets up things, and then we follow and help him out too. And basically, my role is to make sure everybody goes home safe, comes back safe, make sure there's no injury and all those small things, but which plays a very important role. Thank you, Arun bhai. Thanks a lot.
And this is what it is, folks. As boring, as menial as some of the chores may look like, without which no entity would work. No entity would work. Starting with getting people to a meeting, getting people to say this is the time for food, this is the time your bus is coming. Everything is a chore. And people probably never realize how all these things are run so smoothly behind the back. Thanks to you, Matthew, for everything that you do to make this such a wonderful and comfortable trip for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Arun bhai.
Guys, like any organization anywhere in the world, if it needs a start, it needs a founder. And with me, I have the most incredible honor and privilege to present to you guys the most amazing, intelligent, and hardest working guy for Masters Cricket USA, and I call him the founder of Masters Cricket USA. Please welcome Parakananta, Dr. Parakananta. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and thank you for joining me and taking a few minutes to be a part of this. Guys, this guy cannot stop thinking every second of his day. Total dedication. I wish we had another 50 people like him. This whole world would be filled with incredible organizers. He is one such amazing organizer, and it may sound flattering, but it is the God's truth. Thank you for doing everything you're doing. Tell me about this trip. Tell me about how you feel about your team here as captain of the Masters cricket team for the over 50s.
I think you've been very kind, Arun bhai. If at all there is anybody who deserves the credit for Masters being where it is, it obviously is you, and that is no hyperbole. We've been incredibly lucky to have many such individuals who think the same way and put masters before everything else, and that's why this organization is where it is in this short period of time. As far as this trip to Barbados, it's been a blast. Unfortunately, the weather has not been very kind, as we can see even in the semi-final game today. It's been washed out. But as a team, we are gelling together. We are not quite where we want to be. Obviously, this is also in preparation for the big World Cup in March in South Africa, where we'll have 14 teams playing. But I like where our team is at. Our focus has been fielding, fitness, and it's been wonderful to see most of our players buying into that philosophy, because I firmly believe in Masters, with fitness and fielding, you can win at least 50% of the games, even before you bat and ball.
Absolutely. And the one amazing thing that is happening for this entire team, we are now in the finals, and the beauty of this finals is it's going to be played at Kensington Oval, and I think you and the entire team are probably looking forward to an amazing day at Kensington Oval.
And that would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? So, most likely we are in the finals and we will be playing at the Kensington Oval, which obviously is a test facility. A fantastic ground which we visited the other day, and it's going to be a fantastic experience, and I think that's what Masters is about, right? When you come on trips like this, you make friends, you create memories, and hopefully that will be a lasting memory for a lifetime.
Yeah, and now that we're going to play at Kensington Oval, I think our goal next needs to be that we play at Newlands in March. The finals in the World Cup, which is going to happen in March of next year in Cape Town, South Africa, and Newlands is one such ground just like Kensington Oval. I know I'm setting the bar very high, but listen, you and this incredible team I'm absolutely confident we'll surprise a lot of teams, Parag. I really believe that.
I hope so. And obviously thanks to the management of the South African Veterans Association, they've been able to manage and get the Newlands for the finals in the World Cup in South Africa. Again, my goal will be for our team to be able to compete every single game we play. Obviously, winning a tournament, as you know, Arun bhai, a lot has to go right for you to end up in the finals and win the tournament. My message to the team and the players is control what you can control. Control your fitness, control your preparation, control your game, control your effort. The results will follow.
Absolutely. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to see, I think we need to give a shout out to some folks that are in New Zealand and Australia. Please go ahead and.
Obviously, the way this has caught on like wildfire around the world. Obviously, this is Sterling's vision, Sterling Hammond, who is the founder of Masters Cricket all around the world. Obviously, the tireless work of Jim Morrison from New Zealand. I don't know if anybody watches more cricket than he does and writes more about cricket than he does. He actually does have a blog and a podcast, which I very keenly follow. And then obviously Roger Malt, who's going to be our host in South Africa. And talking about organization, and these are very wonderful memories that I've had from my last World Cup, which I was there in 2020 when I was playing for India. And the organizational level and the attention to detail by the South African hosts was fantastic. The World Cup is still 4 months away. We already have a liaison. And that is just something, attention to detail, that is fantastic. And hopefully more tournaments will be organized with that kind of detail and organizational capability like that.
Absolutely, and just to conclude on that, Parag, we organized a 3-nation tournament in March of this year, and I think what we did was a bang-up job of taking care of our hosts, of our guests, and I think that's what you're referring to in a way about how it needs to be done. But thank you for bringing it up and talking about South Africa. And we hope we go back there and we get the same treatment like you're expecting to
I have
have.
no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Roger Mark is a fantastic host. And again, I mean, the US, as you know, our biggest deficiency is infrastructure. We don't have grounds. But I can guarantee you, whenever we host a tournament, we're going to be fantastic hosts.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Parag, for taking the time to join me here, and really appreciate everything you do for Masters. Thank you.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, folks. We're going to end the live streaming.